I think one of the biggest lie about YouTube growth is that people make it look much easier and faster than it actually is. And so guys, from a person who have started YouTube for a couple of years now, I want to talk to you about the biggest lie about YouTube growth. The lie, growth happens quickly. You see guys, for a person who is just starting out on YouTube, you're going to look for some kind of content that is going to convince you. And of course, you're going to find lots of creators out there who are going to share with you their success story. And most of those success stories are pretty dang amazing. And it makes it look like it's really easy and it's super fast and that YouTube is easy to do and you can blow up and make a lot of money and become successful overnight. And not to mention when some of these creators are sharing their screenshots and showing you how much they have made, how fast they've achieved success on YouTube. It can really convince you that yes, this can happen for you in your life and your circumstances. And you start to set up that timeline in your mind that yes, if I start YouTube now, then maybe in 6 months or 1 year, I could achieve this amount of success on YouTube. But guys, let's be real. Let's come back down to reality. What you're not seeing from those creators is behind the scenes. The hard work, the years of work that it takes to achieve the success that they have gotten today. You're not seeing their journey when they just getting started out on YouTube, how they start and how long it actually took them to gain the level of experience that they can look back and say, yes, I'm now successful and this is where I'm coming from. You're just seeing the number of subscribers, how much views they're getting per video, and sometimes you may take a look if you're really curious to see how much videos they have posted on YouTube. But guys, there's so much that gone into this that you're actually not seeing. Think about the lifestyle and how they had to endure this over years. Think about how much trial and failure, how much failed videos they had. Some of those creators had to overcome doubts, how some of those creators have to overcome the feeling of not being comfortable on camera for the first time, or at least for the first few videos that they have made. Especially for a person who have a family, had a full-time job, and had to find a way how to accommodate YouTube in my day-to-day life. And not to mention, life can also hit you. There can be personal problems, there can be health problems, there can be you battling with doubt and motivation when there are days when you don't feel like doing it. And not to mention when you're making videos and you're not getting those views. And especially if you're in a niche like myself where you're making hundreds and hundreds of videos. And most times you're not going to see results for the first couple of months. Maybe depending on how often you're posting for the first year. And so, guys, you have to think about all of these things your own journey, how you'd be able to fit YouTube in your lifestyle. And that's going to also determine the system that you will put in place so that you can sustain YouTube over a long period of time. All of these things you're not seeing when you're just looking from the outside from a perspective of them being successful. And so, guys, as you can see, growth on YouTube, it doesn't happen overnight. And not to mention what you have to endure to be able to achieve the success that you really desire on YouTube. More views automatically means success. You see, guys, views does not automatically mean success. Sometimes you will see some videos out there that has hundreds of thousands of views, if not millions of views. But that does not necessarily mean that they have achieved success on YouTube. And I know success can mean different things for different people. Success may mean views, success can mean what you've personally gained from YouTube, while others, success might mean how you convert views into revenue. Something that's called RPM that you will learn how many money you earn per thousand views. That's something for another day. But guys, you should not be focusing on chasing views or being obsessed by checking your analytics every single day to see how many views or how many subscribers you have gotten, especially when you're just starting out on YouTube. What you should be focusing on is improvement. Focus on improving every single video that you will post. Focus on audience building. And most of all, focus on consistency. Don't worry about perfection, but worry about being consistent. worry about improving with every little video that you will post on YouTube. You try to improve something about that video. And if you're a person who started out with whatever you have, you will see that with the will of wanting to improve, you will improve over time. And so, in the beginning, don't focus on chasing views because by chasing views, you can quickly get disappointed. Especially when YouTube will require you to post a certain amount of videos, let's say between 50 to 100 videos, for them to fully understand your ideal audience and be able to show your content to the right people. And one most important thing is don't chase views. If you're in a particular niche, don't just go about and make any video, because if you will be making any type of video just by chasing views, your channel can go in all different directions and YouTube will be confused and not understand who your ideal audience is. And this is going to hinder or take your channel a longer time to grow because it will take a longer time to find your ideal audience. You need to have the perfect equipment. You see, guys, I started out thinking the same thing, that I need to have the perfect camera, I need to have the perfect microphone, I need to have the perfect setup. And the truth is, you don't necessarily need this. All you need is to start with what you have. If you have a phone, you want to start with your smartphone and don't worry about getting the perfect camera. If you don't have a microphone, use the phone. The phone has a built-in microphone that you will use. You have all in one right there. And guys, if you're really going to deliver value on YouTube, people wouldn't worry too much about that you're using your smartphone. After all, most of these high-end smartphones such as the Samsung Galaxy or the iPhone, they really come with pretty decent camera that can get your channel started and grow massively before you're ready to take the next step to invest in a good microphone or a good camera. In fact, you have creators right now who are still using their smartphone on YouTube and is achieving massive success. So just take it from me, start with what you have and don't worry about having the perfect equipment. Myself, I started with what I have when I just started out creating my tutorial channels. I didn't have the perfect microphone and I didn't have the perfect computer. And I quickly realized that my setup is not the most important thing. In fact, when I just started out, guys, I started out with my tutorial channel in my living room on my dining table right there. I put my laptop, I had a mic that I connected to my computer and I clip it on my shirt. And it wasn't the most amazing mic, but it get the job done in the beginning. And after 16 months of monetize my channel and get my first few months of income, that's when I invested into a Shure mic that will elevate my content quality to a whole new level. So it was way after I monetized my channel that I invested into a much better mic. Because for me, I was still getting some views here and there. People could still hear me clearly. They could see what I'm showing them. And from there, and that's the most important thing. And so I just worked with what I had. Motivation is enough. You see, guys, when you just getting started on YouTube, yes, you will have motivation, and that's going to allow you to get started. But over time, motivation fades. And this can be impacted because of so many different things. Motivation will fade because you have been doing this repetitively. And the more you do this over the years, it will not be because of motivation, but because of the will and consistency. Not to mention, there can be personal problems or even health problems or whatever problems can arise in your life that could play a serious impact on your motivation. And you will quickly realize that there are going to be days when you're not feeling motivated, and it's only your will and consistency. And if you have a system put in place that allows you to stay consistent, this is what is going to allow you to endure in these times when motivation fades. What I'm learning now. You see, guys, as a person who have a full-time job and doing YouTube on the side, for me, what I've learned over the years is that I had to put a system in place that fits within my lifestyle. And that's me finding the right time in my day to record. In my case, this is normally in the evenings or in the nights or sometimes on the weekend. But I had to put a system in place that would allow me to stay consistent. And of course, guys, when I just started out, I used to record during the days or in the night, and on the weekends edit and schedule for the next week ahead. But quickly after my son was born, I realized that I had to find another way. So that means I had to improve my system a bit. And for that, I had to hire an editor, someone who could edit the videos as quickly as I record them so that I can either publish them or schedule them ahead of time. So this was the system that allowed me to actually stay more consistent. And so for you, you will realize that putting a system in place that fits within your lifestyle so that you can sustain over a longer period of time is what's going to help you to stay consistent. Another thing I quickly realized is that you learn through repetition. There are so many things that I have learned just because I was able to stay consistent. And you will realize that the more you stay consistent over time, you will learn quite a lot. And finally, one of the most important things that I have learned is that I had to accept slow growth, especially for the niche that I was in. I would publish quite a lot of videos, they wouldn't be getting a lot of views, but I realized that I had to accept slow growth. And what really helped me was that after discovering so many channels that had thousands, if not millions of subscribers, these channels are on YouTube for a longer time. And of course, they were also not getting quite a lot of views, but on a whole, they were getting significantly amount of views per month consistently. So they have a lot of videos, but each videos wasn't getting a lot of views. And of course, these channels are well established, and so they're on YouTube for years. And this made me quickly realize that, look, they're playing a numbers game. They have quite a lot of videos, each contributing, and these views and growth is going to compound over years. And of course, I shouldn't expect virality. So it quickly helped by calming my anxiety and my expectation, get a lot of views, and I should blow up over time. But I had to stay consistent over a longer period of time to achieve the success that I truly desire on YouTube. What I believe in now. And you see, guys, I actually believe that growth on YouTube isn't about finding some shortcut. It's about staying in the game long enough to improve until you achieve that success. And so guys, I want to end by saying this. I think the biggest lie about YouTube is that growth is supposed to happen quickly. But in reality, most times, it simply doesn't.